Yeah. Good morning to all participants. Warm welcome to you all. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Atal FDP on implementation of IoT devices with the Node-RED interfacing IBM Watson. So now I request the dignitaries and the participants to join their hands for lighting up the lamp for a couple of minutes. Okay. Please join your hands for lighting up the lamp, please. After that, we'll proceed with the other things. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Sir, good morning, sir. We are unable to hear voice clearly.
Yeah. Am I audible, sir, now? Right now? Am I audible? Ranajit, sir?
या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीम् वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदा जाड्यान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीम् पद्मासने संस्थिताम् वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीम् बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्
Thank you very much, participants and dignitaries. Now, I would like to give a detailed 5 days report on this SDP. My name is Dr. B. Krishna, working as Associate Professor in the Department of CSC, and I'm coordinator for this SDP. Day one scheduled 5 days program. In this 5 days program, day one program is we have two sessions, forenoon and afternoon session. In the forenoon session, we have two subsessions by Professor S.S. Sharma sir, that is on topic Introduction to IoT, and afternoon session that is the topic called IoT based Python, and by Dr. B. Krishna. This is the hands-on session. And day two we have IoT devices and Raspberry Pi hands-on session by Mr. P. Rajkumar sir, Associate Professor in the Department of CSE, Quadri College of Engineering. And second session in the forenoon session, that is IoT with Cloud by Professor Farachand Amol, IIT Dhanbad. And afternoon session, IoT with Cloud hands-on session by Mr. P. Rajkumar sir. And day three, we have a Node-RED introduction by Mr. M. Muttunjay, Associate Professor, CSC, SRI Humans. And forenoon session, second slot, that is stress management by Mrs. Jaya L. Kopisetti, Head CRP and Counseling, the Vadhavi College of Engineering. And the afternoon session, Node-RED installation and the Node-RED with Raspberry Pi by Mr. P. Rajkumar, hands-on session this is. And therefore, we have IoT protocols by Dr. J. Srikant, Assistant Professor, CSE, Vadhavi Engineering College. And the second session by Mrs. Tulasi, AI developer from SmartBridge company, and that is on topic Introduction to IBM Watson. And the afternoon session, we have account creation, token generation using token in Node-RED. That is a completely hands-on session by Mr. P. Rajkumar sir. And day 5, domain-specific IoT by Dr. E. Damodar Reddy, Associate Professor, Computer Science Engineering, NIT Goa. And the second session by Mr. P. Rajkumar sir, completely hands-on, that is on the topic Node-RED with Watson, text-to-speech, speech-to-text, and followed by validity. So this is completely 5 days FDP schedule. And now I welcome Professor V. Janaki Madam, Head of the Department, to speak few words about this program. Meanwhile, let me take an opportunity to introduce her. Madam completed BTech from Andhra University and MTech from NIT Warangal, and completed Madam PhD from JNTH. Madam have 30 years of teaching experience and served in different categories, from assistant professor to principal. Currently, Madam working as a professor and head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Vadhavi College of Engineering. Madam guided 9 PhDs, and they are all working with various reputed organizations like WNR, VJIT, NVSR, KICS. And Madam got 3 patents granted, and Madam received 15 lakhs worth of grants from AICTE and given guest lectures in UGC and AICTE workshops. I welcome Professor V. Janaki Madam to speak a few words about this gathering. Madam, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me. I congratulate Dr. B. Krishna for getting this Atal FDP workshop. This is our 4th Atal FDP workshops. I congratulate all the faculty members who have joined this workshop to enrich their knowledge in this. This is purely a new topic, and which is the current day of the requirement, IoT enabled. So everything is now IoT enabled devices. So all the faculty members definitely get more knowledge on this. And I hope you will once again transform this knowledge to your students, and many more innovations we can expect through the faculty members. I once again congratulate Dr. B. Krishna sir for organizing this, and my sincere thanks to AICTE also for the for such type of Atal FDPs, which is helping all the faculty community and through them the student community to get good knowledge over the latest topics. Whenever and wherever you are there, you can improve your knowledge. This is all just possible because of AICTE sanctions and these workshops. So I hope you will definitely enrich your knowledge in this by participating in this workshop. Have a wonderful and fruitful workshop in this. Wishing you all the very best. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you very much for your valuable words. Thank you, Madam. Now I request Dr. K. Prakash Garu, Principal, Vadhavi College of Engineering, an autonomous institution, to speak for a few minutes. Before that, I would like to introduce about his achievements as a principal. He's a great personality, having 22 years of experience, and his achievements as a principal, conferment of autonomous status by UGC in the year 2014, accreditation by NBA in the year 2017, and NAC accreditation with grade A in the year 2019, recognized research center by JNTH in the year 2019, and established and registered an incubation center, namely called VIBA, that is Vadhavi Incubation and Business Accelerator, and n number of online FDPs, e-conferences, STTPs sponsored by AICTE have been conducted by different departments of the college. And the college has been awarded as vibrant student branch in Telangana state at Section Student Congress of IEEE Hyderabad section in the year 2018. Students of Vagdevi were rewarded with a REM award with a prize of $1,000 for 2 students each, and the college is endowed with the award ISTE Best Students chapter for Telangana section on 21st ISRE Student National Annual Convention, and the college has received Typhoon Hill Research Award in the form of software worth rupees 18 lakhs, and received about 96 lakhs from various funding agencies towards research and development activities, and different grants worth rupees 18 lakhs issued by the college. And one more achievement, that is adopted 5 villages under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. And during the last 4 years, more than 54 innovative projects have been carried out by the students, and established a center of excellence with various reputed MNCs such as Cisco, Dell EMC, Red Hat, Texas Instruments, IBM, VMware, Blue Prism, Microsoft, GoDaddy, Palo Alto, and Amazon Web Services for global academic certification program, and received Vishwakarma Award regional project exhibition conducted by the AICT in the year 2018 and 19, and we got new courses like BTech CSC with AI&ML, and BTech CSC with Data Science, MTech Cybersecurity and Artificial Intelligence added from the academic year 2021. So now I request Dr. Prakash sir to address the gathering. Sir, please. Yeah.
Yeah, very good morning, you all. And my special congratulations to Dr. Bandi Krishna and CSE department as a whole for getting this wonderful Atal FDB program. And as we all know that in this context, the faculty members who are pursuing for their PhD are already having their PhD degree in their hands. Senior faculty members, I could also find some of the participants like senior faculty, Professor Kannan, Professor SSVN Sharma sir, our own senior teacher, Dr. Srinivas, Nalini madam, Dr. Biksham sir, Dr. Anita Seth. So likewise, I could able to see many senior teachers. That they want to learn continuously. So the young budding teacher, especially really what is happening in the latest technologies. And we all know that in CSC field especially, a lot of changes coming up. Especially in the form of IoT, it may be cyber security, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and many things are happening. Even we could able to see some courses in CSC which are also a minor course with respect to special emerging areas. So, my dear friends, what I would like to say is, let us have this wonderful opportunity and let us gain some small change in your research activity. I think these kind of FDPs will always gear up us to incline towards some research activity. We don't know, in a small topic you may get some good idea. So small idea may make a big difference in your research activity. And regular teaching is always there. But these FDPs will not only help you in learning academic point of view, research point of view, but also we have a good, strong networking with the other faculty members in and around the states, other colleges throughout India now. Because of this online, I think we can also connect throughout the pan India. So that is a wonderful opportunity for us to meet and greet in the form of this participation of FDPs. And I congratulate the entire CSC department for making this happen. I wish you all the best. And I wish all the participants kindly utilize this wonderful opportunity, concentrate on all the topics, and I hope very excellent good resource persons are already there. And even this coordinator is also mentioning about the hands-on experience. So that is really going to help you to learn very seriously. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you very much, sir, for your enlightening us with your inspiring words. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, now I request Professor S.S.N. Sharma, sir, to address the gathering. Before that, I need to introduce sir. It is great opportunity for me to introduce today's keynote speaker, Professor S.S.N. Sharma, sir. Total teaching experience 51 years, sir, and retired professor from Department of Informatics, Kakti University, Warangal. Presently, sir, working as Dean Academics and Placements for Vadveri Group of Colleges, and sir also working as a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Sir held different positions like course coordinator, MCA program 1993 to 1998. Sir worked as additional controller of examination, Kakti University, controller of examination, Kakti University, in charge registrar, and Dean Faculty of Science and Development Officer, sir worked, and head of the department for informatics, and also sir worked as head of the Department of Mathematics. And sir worked as chairman of Board of Studies for Computer Science 3 terms. And sir also have chairman for Board of Studies Mathematics. Sir, member of Board of Studies for various universities like Sri Krishna Devaraya University, Kakti University, and Sri Venkateswara University, Dravidian University, and Usmania University. And also, sir worked as director for Computer Center in Kakti University, and member academic senate in Kakti University, and now in charge for BTech programs for University College of Engineering, Kottagudem. Sir guided 10 PhD scholars, and sir published 50 plus journals in reputed journals. Now I request Professor S.S.N. Sharma sir to speak for a few minutes about this program. Sir, please.
Thank you very much, Krishna. I congratulate particularly the Department of Computer Science and Engineering of Vagdevi College of Engineering for having secured this program. And this is this year, this is the second program. Earlier you have conducted on artificial intelligence and machine learning. This is good. There is a saying, Ko napanditaha, who is not a learned man. The person who stops and who thinks that he has learned everything, he is only the unlearned man on this planet of Earth. Education is a continuing process. Even on deathbed also we learn. Before leaving this body on this planet, also if there is a chance, we have to learn. And particularly the innovations, the latest technologies which are being developed or which are getting developed, it is amazing. Because in 1977, when I started learning computer science, I know the words which I utter now, they look a little bit confusing also to computer science people. There were different programs, ALGAL 60, ALGAL 58, ALGAL 70, Fortran 2, which was very difficult. Mixed mode technology was not there. Smalltalk, Sphinx, Spear, several programs. And the operating systems were very peculiar operating systems. There was no hard disks. Only on floppy disks we were doing. Now, as times grow, I am also growing with this computer science, and I have seen the curve growing up but never falling down. Every day, some new innovations are being taken up, and this subject is slowly piercing all the other subjects. And now it has become just like mathematics. I don't know, mathematics cannot be replaced. But just like mathematics, it has become king, queen, and servant of all sciences and all humanities and all social sciences. It's amazing. I don't know, before I leave this world, how many innovations I will be seeing. But I am satisfied that I am learning every day. I am learning by seeing the youngsters in our college. Because they are my teachers. My students are my teachers. This program today, IoT, it is an emerging technology. Already it has crossed the emerging technology status. And still, people have to catch up with the new innovations on this topic. And I hope this deliberations, 5-day deliberations, will make the teachers to learn. After all, whenever a teacher is learning, whenever a mother gets any food, she first of all thinks about her children. Similarly, you are like mother and father to your students. You are learning. If you are not learning sincerely, you are doing injustice to your children, that is students. Learn it, properly learn, properly go through the several innovations which are taking place. And those who are interested in research, they can take up this topic and do wonders. I have seen several research papers leaving still some fill up the blanks. Each fill up the blank is going to be a thesis if you personally take up this case. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you, Bandi Krishna. God bless our department, our management and our administration, and particularly our nation, which is giving such type of programs to us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words, and definitely will follow your instructions, sir. Thank you very much. So now, okay. Now I propose vote of thanks to dignitaries. I'm very much thankful to Dr. K. Prakash sir, Dr. P. Prasad Rao sir, Professor V. Janaki madam, and Professor S.S.V. Sharma sir for their presence and made the inaugural event more memorable. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to request Professor S.S.V. Sharma sir to take over the first session, that is on introduction to IoT. Please, sir. Sir, are you there, sir?
I am there.
Yeah, sir. Yeah. Please take over this session.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Dear all, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to give an introduction on Internet of Things. Very excellent topic. Really a topic which is going to attract the attention of different branches of engineering. The subject is taught in electronics. The subject is in some universities. It is being also taught in mechanical, civil, electronics. I have seen world, some of the universities' content, syllabus, and I am surprised that the syllabus framed, they do contain a trace of this Internet of Things. Before going into the introductory part, I have a piece of advice to all my teacher friends who are here. Please do not take it in other sense, because this is my 51st year of service. Within short time, I will also cross 51 years and I may enter into 52 years of service if God proposes. Gentlemen, as a teacher, you have responsibilities. You have more responsibilities. Several times I was telling to my fellow colleagues that there are two types of doctors on this planet. One is who are looking after the physical health of human beings or animals or some other. Other doctors are those who take care of the mental ability and mental growth of a human being. That is, they are teachers and faculty who are working in different institutions. Right from your childhood, you have experienced this with the help of your primary school teachers, secondary school teachers, and college teachers. We are doctors. We are very much in the profession of doctors. Only thing is we are not wearing our white apron, or we are not having our what is known as the stethoscope. But we have our own methodology in addressing the students. As a doctor, what is that you will do? If you are a doctor, first of all, you will learn. You will unlearn those things which are not connected with that subject. But you learn. You learn the things, you go to lab, you go to different wards and do your internship as house surgeon and listen to the lectures of the teachers and experts. And then you will become a full-fledged doctor. Then you will start treating. When you are treating a patient, when a new disease comes into your way, you will remember what was there in the textbook. Next, what was the analysis of my teacher? What I found when I was treating in wards. Then, what is my intelligence to teach this subject, to teach this disease? Then only you will treat and diagnose. That means diagnosis is a very crucial thing in medical profession. Similarly, as a teacher, you have to diagnose your students. Diagnose students, study them, find out. When you are teaching IoT, what is their interest? How they are going to get influenced with the help of this subject. Then start talking about the subject. After diagnosis, verify, inquire, find out, question them, get the answers for the questions. As a doctor asks this patient, where is the problem? How do you know about it? What is your exact physical situation? Express yourself. Similarly, ask the students to take their ideas without any break. Talk about their information. Find out their minute details. Similarly, as a teacher, you have to diagnose first. For diagnosis, you have to find out, question, take up all the information. Then you will prescribe the medicine. Then you start teaching. Gentlemen, on this day, on this auspicious day of starting this lecture, this is my advice to all my friends here. Because when you are spending 1 hour in a classroom, as per science, you are not spending 1 hour. In total, if there are 60 students, you are spending 61 hours. Every student 1 hour you have taken it. So 61 hours class you have taken and you have come out of this class. It must be productive. It must be more scintillating. It must have some benefits. Ask the students to reap the benefits. They have to reap the benefits. Unless they reap the benefits, you cannot express. Please have this in mind and then start doing this program. Unless you have this in your mind, you cannot inject the subject knowledge to the students. With these few lines of request, as a matter of fact, I am requesting all of you, because you are going to guide my fellow citizens, our future citizens. Therefore, you have more responsibility, gentlemen. Please, for your sake, for your nation's sake, for your students' sake, and for the society's sake, keep all these things in your mind. Get prepared well. It is very important to prepare yourself when you are entering into a class. With these few words, I would like to start starting the introduction to Internet of Things. Now, this introduction or these 5 days deliberations, don't think that these deliberations are going to help you in getting your PhD or your research work. That is secondary thing. Research and getting PhD, it is for your sake. It is no way a student is concerned with your PhD. He is worried about his classroom and you are teaching in the classroom. Therefore, your first priority is how this subject can be delivered to a student. First thing is, every student must have an idea about internet. Now you can say, sir, today every student is having knowledge of internet because everybody is internet savvy. They are all fully equipped with internet technologies. But are they equipped with how the IP protocols, and what are the IP protocols? What is the TCP IP? What is all these things which are going to help them when they enter into physical experience of this subject? You have to think in that way. I have seen in some laboratories, when a student is being asked to adjust or analyze his internet IP addresses and other things, he was relying upon the persons who are sitting there. That should not be the case when this subject is to be taught. The subject is to be taught to a student, first to prepare them with the network technologies, because this subject naturally it will be introduced in the syllabus after in succession to network technology. Sure, even network environment must also be taught, then only this subject must be introduced. Because preparing a syllabus is a very Herculean task. The continuity should be maintained. With overzealousness, if we introduce a subject in a curriculum, then the purpose of that introduction goes in vain. So first of all, make the students thorough with the internet technologies and then start doing the program. Not only this, there are several other things which you need to teach the students about what is going to happen in this era of what is known as the Internet of Things. Now, in this context, first of all, make the students very much interested in this subject by making them to know where the applications are there. It is very important because the student must know the applications first of all, then only he can do the things in a very interesting manner. Just a minute, I will switch. Now, in what sense this subject is being studied, first let them know about them. I'm not going to give you the starting what is IoT, but what are the applications which nowadays people are experiencing? Because every student purchases gadgets, he will enjoy it. Because this world is utility-based world. Utility-based world means everybody wants to enjoy it, but they do not want to know about the background of that topic. Now let us first know in what purpose these IoT devices and in what way IoTs are being developed and where are these things are being used. First, let me give you the very famous Google Home voice controller. This is very famous. Whenever I visit anybody's house, I am seeing this Amazon, this thing and this voice controller. This is a smart IoT device which allows user to enjoy features like media, alarms, lights, thermostats. You can control your household utilities. Even you can, with this help of this, you can switch off and switch on the lights, control the volumes and much more functions. Not single function. I am using it. Really, it is enjoying. Not only this, I can concentrate on other things. You can control the TV, speakers, your what is called pressure cooker, your rice cookers, etc., and make them to switch on when according to times. It can handle the home lights, and in a day you are really enjoying the session. That means your house session in a wonderful manner. Second thing is Amazon Echo Plus voice controller. Excellent device. You can tell to a student that this device through internet connects to the site and then it will display. That means it will make the voice to come. It's excellent device. Every one of you are enjoying, I hope, because everybody, they are using this Amazon Echo Plus voice controller. And this is a popular and reliable IoT device. You can tell to a student that two devices are interacting and you are listening to the music or lectures or any other thing. Now, in every household, people have forgotten about using their mobiles and going for Vishnu Sahasranamam or Siva Sahasranamam. They are just saying, Alexa, please have MS Subbalakshmi's Vishnu Sahasranamam. Immediately they are doing their puja and they are doing it. This can play songs, connect external speakers and headphones also. You are speaking something, it can even catch up with this Amazon Alexa machines, making calls, even your telephone calls, your mobile calls, and messaging, all these things you can do it. Echo has around 6 to 7 microphones, good technical specification. And your lights, plugs, and whatnot. Several things you can control with this Amazon Echo Plus voice controller, which we call it as Alexa. Now this is, another one is Amazon Dash button. This is very, very, very interesting gadget. This is a device that can connected over internet Wi-Fi and make sure that user don't lack important household items like soft drinks, grocery material, medical, personal care, etc. See, here, all these things you have to be an Amazon Prime member. You can order products quickly and there is no need to recall the message again and again. You can keep them in store, and you can have several what is called new popular brands. It can accept fresh order if prior order is not complete. It is a good and reliable IoT product, and to make the lifestyle simple and easy. Gentlemen, I just have a small interruption here. I would like to tell the human mentality. First of all, what is the human mentality? Human mentality is, if you go on giving facilities, it won't stop at any moment. Facilities demand facilities. That's why new innovations are coming, and we are enjoying the new innovations. Excellent innovations are coming because the human race has what is known as desire, and sky is the limit for desire. Whereas when you are eating food, after your belly gets full, you will say, stop it. Your mind, your brain control says, stop it, stop eating. But for desires, it is not like that. Desires, they demand desires. It is just like an ocean. Can you expect an ocean to say, no, I'm full, no river should flow into me? Never. The ocean never says. So desires, they are like oceans, and they never say, stop it. Now here the question is, our desires should not become ocean. It must be restricted. But the scientific innovations, they are making us to adapt, to make our lifestyle simple. Now other is doorbell cam, excellent device. I have seen it, I am enjoying it also. August doorbell cam is an IoT innovation. You can you can answer your calls anywhere in the remote location. If somebody pushes the doorbell, you can talk to him from outside itself, because nowadays several people are coming and they are intruding in the houses. If there are elderly people, and this doorbell can really helps them. With all smart locks to easily let guests into your home, this also pairs with all August smart locks. It has integrated floodlights, delivers clear, full-fledged HD video of the person inside sitting and the person outside, unless it is connected. It constantly monitors the doorstep, and if any intruder is entering into the house, it will click the movements leading to the motion alert. 24 hours video facility is there. It is speedy, hassle-free. First of all, it is hassle-free. No need of having anything in your hand. You can just use it. This is another interesting gadget. Next is smart lock. These are all IoT devices. Give them spare 1 hour in the beginning of the lecture when you are lecturing to a student about all these things. Then start the lecture. Then it would be wonderful, and your lecture will be quite interesting. This is a smart lock, reliable security IoT device. I have seen when I traveled to my son's place in United States, people are having these smart locks. Their doors, and hassle-free, from anywhere they can lock the door. It helps the user to keep thieves away and family in your home, because whenever somebody is intruding, it gives an alarm, very big alarm, thundering sound will be there, and the user to know about each and every person coming and going into your home. Unlimited digital keys, no need of fear of stolen key. Till now, nobody has stolen these keys, but now network security problem will also come. And if anybody is doing research, they can also work on these gadgets. I have a student who is working on this problem. So you can work on the security among IoT devices, network security among IoT devices. The network security which you talk is little bit different from these network security. And it gives status updates of your door. There's good auto unlock feature and easy installation compatible with most standard single cylinder deadbolts. So these are all, this is another device. Next is Kuri Mobile Robot. This is available in market also, home robot. And it looks like a small doll. It is specifically designed for entertainment. You can give it to your children. Instead of giving children mobiles, I have seen in some houses, an 8 months old baby playing with mobile with the sounds. It is very difficult to control that child after the child grows up. He will become or she will become mobile addicted. And what is going to happen if the students become mobile addicted? Please be careful. Not allow the children to be mobile savvy. If you can give some gadgets like this, they will play and afterwards they will leave it. But I've seen many mothers giving such mobile phones with some figures and some with what is called movies to the children and doing their housework. Now this is because mother is the first teacher, and she is only the guiding force for a child. And any mother, if she influences the child with these gadgets, naturally the child will get attracted and he will get addicted to it. And in future, that problem will naturally be mother's problem. Now the Kuri has capacitive touch sensors and HD camera. It is integrated with gestural mechanics. Means if you just move your hands and these things with gestures and microphones, it will act. It has an heart light and speakers, mapping sensors and drives, and it has good processor and smooth charging pad. And I know I have in my house one robo cleaner. I'm really enjoying because nowadays there was many problems with our servant maids not cleaning the remote places. Now I am enjoying with Eureka Force cleaning device. That is also another IoT device. Next is Belkin Vimo Smart Light Switch. This is a wonderful smart light switch. But nowadays, we are not getting proper gadgets. They are not prepared by standard companies. This is, they manage your home lights from the wall, your mobile, or by using your voice. You can say, you can go into a hall and switch on the light without touching the switch. The smart light switch connects to your existing home Wi-Fi network and to give wireless access to your lights. For that one, to your your electrical board, they have another gadget, and that gadget and this gadget, they interact. That's why this becomes Internet of Things. You need not have any subscription. It is a clip-on faceplate. You can just clip on, put it, no screws are required. Just adjust it to your wall, easy on and push, anywhere to toggle. Wi-Fi indicator is there. It is very quick and a simple installation. Next is air quality monitor. I hope some of our faculty are also using this Footbot air quality monitor. It's a wonderful, I am using it. This is also a reliable IoT device. Every device is internet dependent. And things are talking. Two persons are talking. Similarly, two machines or two gadgets are interacting via internet or via Wi-Fi. Now this is measuring indoor pollution and leads improved air quality in houses. I just read yesterday some news in one social media. about this food bot. In Delhi, every majority of these gadgets were sold in this in this 5 to 6 days. Yesterday and day before yesterday, the air pollution of Delhi, it has reached maximum. To avoid pollution in their house, many people have employed this air quality monitor. It leads to improved air quality in houses, workplaces, indoor public spaces. Accurate results it gives. It cleans the air pollution also. It checks, it analyzes, it diagnoses, and then it treats. This keeps the humidity and temperature levels in check, helps to develop more focus and energy by breathing fresh air, supports to increase the lifespan of the users as a very fast and simple installation process. Gentlemen, I think I am not giving another information, but I am giving correct information, which is very much connected to this lecture. Because first of all, the persons or the learners or the teachers who are teaching the subject must know how to express the term IoT. I still remember in 2008, I was giving a lecture on IoT first time. It is introduced in 6 and 7. I was asked to give a lecture because I have read a couple of books. Then I don't know how to give a lecture. Then I approached one of my friend in IIT. He suggested me to introduce the subject with the help of some gadgets. By that time, there were very less gadgets, and there are very less gadgets were there. And with the help of that gadgets, for 30 minutes, I introduced. Then I talked about the technical aspects of IoT. Then people got really impressed. So that's why I have applied this technique in my classroom also, and in other lectures also. Then there is another flow by. I know the teachers who are here, they are learned, but still I have collected majority of these what is called gadget level things. Only few have collected, and I am presenting only 16 or 15. I have a collection of around 60 to 70 IoT devices. Flow by Plum Labs air pollution monitor. This is also a very excellent air pollution monitor. Amazing discovery IoT market. It is a personal air quality tracker which informs the user in which area the air quality is bad and polluted and vice versa. Now, nowadays traffic information is being given to you via your mobile. Similarly, the air pollution quality alerts are also being given. Don't go to that place, even though the place is not having any what is called congestion, but still the air quality is very bad. It tells the user about the air quality and has a vegan leather strap. You can just tie it to it. It comes with stainless steel body. It has capacity to touch on its body. It includes good quality RGB, red, green, blue LEDs. It has a good user guide and simple installation. Next is Nest Smoke Alarm. This is a wonderful, I hope in our India, we are not still very much using this alarm, but in European and Latin American and North American countries, this is a must in a house because the houses are constructed not with brick and cement. They are all constructed using only wood. So they have very much problem regarding fire. So Nest Smoke Alarm is a useful IoT device. It is also connected to internet. It senses the smoke. It thinks, speaks, alerts. It thinks whether there is a smoke coming, and it speaks, voice is there, and it alerts your mobile phone about any unwanted emergencies in your house. This is only you can connect it to your mobile. So your mobile and this gadget will speak to each other. And with the help of that, you can just say that there is smoke. Immediately you will be alerted. Easy, very much setup. I am giving you the examples of those gadgets which are easy to install. There are many other gadgets which are what is known as hard to install also. Installation is easy and can be set up through iPhone, iPad, Android device. It has colors. Next is learning thermostat, easy temperature control. This is thermostat control. This is also your Internet of Things. It can be connected to your mobile. It contains home temperature and cooling environment. It can give you with no effort from the user. Next, thermostat. Generally, when you are using your air conditioner attracts all the pollutants in your room, and also you are sleeping and you want that the pollution should not affect you, and the temperature must fall down if the outside temperature becomes very cloudy or any other thing. So this gadget can be used, and it can interact with Alexa via voice control, and it saves a lot of energy because you are controlling the temperature, means you are saving electricity, and it helps to read display across the room. It is compatible with many types of equipment. Gentlemen, at this occasion, I have a piece of advice, because in future, the most vulnerable and very difficult thing for the people is electricity. You have seen in these 2 months, every day there is one alarm. The coal reserves are going down and there is power shortage. Only nuclear power can help us. If the nuclear power is not developed, because that is a free and clean energy, but it has its own problems. So all these gadgets, again, they depend upon electricity and they consume very less electricity. That is another future. Next is Philips Hue bulbs and lighting system. This is a beautiful, it is even sold in India also. This is IoT device, personal wireless lighting system. The lighting can be controlled. Light and create the right ambience for every moment. It makes the smart home to live with most connected lights in the world. And it has scheduling and it comfort in dimming also. You can dim it. Ambience, wake up, well-being, etc. Because many people like to sleep with less light falling on their body. You can synchronize it with music and you can do wonders on these lights. Next is Bitefender Box IoT security solution. This is a wonderful box IoT device. I have experienced it, I have seen it, used it at one place. It is smart home cyber security. Nowadays, very difficult problem is your house may be hacked. Your house Wi-Fi may be hacked. Your house may, suppose you are having CC cameras in your house. Your CC cameras can be hacked. For that one, it is a wonderful solution because you can connect it with your CC cameras and your mobile, and if it is possible to the mobiles of your household. It prevents various interconnected devices from malware, stolen passwords, identity theft, spying, etc. Because nowadays, the most important thing is in many houses, in India also, what is called the population of senior citizens are increasing. Therefore, naturally, when senior citizens are there in the house, there is every problem of burglary or cyber security theft. And via cyber security, they will enter into your house. So all these things you can connect it to your mobile phone and you can monitor. And they can give you an alarm. Even suppose you are very busy, the mobile will give you an alarm that there is something happening at your house. With Defender comes with a high performance ratio, unique and rich feature of parental control. It comes with award-winning technology. It is a great device, IoT discussed device, gentlemen. These are very interesting gadgets, really very interesting gadgets. Next is Ring doorbell. This everybody would have, I think majority of people have seen it. It is a reliable IoT product and allow the user to answer the door from any place using your smartphone. I have already given another ring bell, but this is a different ring bell. Protect your home with security cameras from Ring Video Doorbell. A double-clad home network security to users. Most important thing is, don't think that only your household, your network will be hacked. Your complete IoT devices will be hacked. Gentlemen, when I am giving this lecture, if any faculty here, they are listening to my lecture, they are getting many problems for their research work. The best research work is security in IoT devices. Take a small topic, security in cyber security of an home gadgets. You can take it and you can work it out. Or take in one device and how to take care of those smart devices. These are all very important things. And this double-clad home network security, night vision is there, interchangeable faceplates, video quality is there, comes with rechargeable battery. Please explain to the students. People are not seeing them. If anybody says, nowadays slowly people are talking about Alexas, but they are not talking about all these gadgets. Next is Wemo Inside Smart Plug. Very beautiful smart plug. It is being sold on internet also nowadays. You can purchase it. This is a IoT product that helps to run on your lights, turn appliances on and off, and provides ability to monitor them from anywhere remotely. It gets insight into home energy usage, how much current is being utilized, how to reduce your electricity bill. It creates rules, schedules, and ratios. If you forget the switching off the light in a particular room, and if there are no sense of any person in the room, it automatically switch offs. And compatible with iOS and Android devices, it integrates with Alexa. The great thing is all these gadgets can be integrated with your Alexa or Google Voice or your mobile. This is another. Next is, this is Logitech Harmony Universal Remote, very powerful. You can just purchase it and use it for any gadget. It is available in our India. It is a powerful, useful IoT smartphone for daily purpose. It is a universal remote which lets you control your house media, lighting, and other smart devices. You have to tune it. You have to install it. There's features up to 8 remotes. 8 remotes it can work. Reduces complexity, clusters in the house. It supports more than 5,000 brands, and new brands can also be added to it. Online setup using your computer, you can set it up online. It includes one-click activity buttons like watch a DVD so that it switches to it. These are all. Still, there are some more tough features. I didn't type it here. Next is particle photon Wi-Fi with headers. This is a great IoT device. I hope if any EC faculty are listening to these lectures, they might be using in their lab. This is a Particles IoT board, which provides everything that a user needs to build a connection project. It makes prototyping simple and easy. IoT labs in electronics, electrical, they use this. There's an open source design. This is the best advantage. It has no proprietary source. It has open source. You can design it. You can undo and do the things. It comes with real-time operating system. It has a particle Wi-Fi module and RGB LED. It also has pre-soldered headers, and you can customize also. That is very great feature it has. Customizing feature. This, I hope the electronics people are enjoying it. Next is, I think most of you would have seen Netgear RB Ultra Performance Whole Home Mesh Wi-Fi system. I don't know, because it has cost. Most cost is high. That's why people don't purchase it. But if you take it, but the provider must also provide you, it must support it. But however, it is an extremely powerful Internet of Things device which maintains the whole home mesh Wi-Fi system. Is capable to cover the whole house with fast Wi-Fi. It can work with the existing internet service provider, but it has to be tested. I just ordered it recently, and I will be getting it very soon. It has a simple and quick installation, and with the app, it can be another thing. All the above gadgets, they can be controlled, they can be installed, they can be operated through the help of an app on your mobile phone. It allows passing Wi-Fi to do the quick status check, eliminates Wi-Fi dead zones. This is great. Generally, there are some Wi-Fi dead zones. If the wall is very thick, the Wi-Fi may not be available in some rooms. Or suppose some gadgets are kept in an almirah and almirah is closed. Then also this will help you, because buffering system is there in this one. Buffering system helps it, provides good speed Wi-Fi, and even many devices can be connected. It has the same time. This is another thing. This is a very important. This is a little bit introduction on the gadgets of IoT. Other than these IoT devices, you can control your house from your college also through app. Those gadgets are also available. I have just read, I have not seen, sorry. I have just seen around 70 to 80 internet gadgets, IoT gadgets, which work through apps, which works through mobile phones. And I am impressed with the electronic IoT devices, really great switchboard IoT devices. I don't know. I am under the impression, and I am being under the knowledge that our college EC people are working well on these IoT devices, and there are some IoT devices they are teaching to the students. This is what is the first introductory lecture on the devices. So now you can tell to your what is called students, first make them interesting in this, on this topic, make them what is known as educate them about what are these gadgets, how they work, what is the inner mechanism, and where they can be used. Now, without telling also your children, most of the adults, most of the people, they use it by seeing in social medias and other things. But if they know the real uses of it, that would be very nice. This is where we have to impress upon the students, and we have to teach them Raspberry and other things will come up, because in these 5 days, most of the learned lectures, they will talk upon those topics. And this is what the gadgets which are very popular, household populars. All these gadgets you can purchase, you can install, you can use it. And almost all of them are available in Indian market also. But the cost may be high, but most of them they are available and you can use them at your will and pleasure. This is the introductory lecture on the use of. I am giving you the applications first, then I am talking about the introductory lecture. Now I would switch to introductory lecture. Krishna, is there any, you said some Delhi lecture is there? Shall I start it or Mr. Krishna? Mr. Krishna.
Sir, we have at 11 o'clock we have AICT Central Inaugural, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, am I audible, sir? Yeah.
Yeah. Please tell me.
Yeah, only 5 minutes you have, sir, for the morning first session. After that, 11:45 you have second session, sir. So you need to finish by 11.
Only 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes,
I think
yes,
I have given.
Yes.
I would like to take the what is called question answer session for this 5 minutes because I have to start a new lecture.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Dear friends, I told you that questioning is the right of a citizen, but questioning must be the habit and right of a teacher and student. Please, if you have any questions, I would be very happy, because if I go without any questions, then I feel that I have given a lecture which is not futile. Please, gentlemen, if anybody asks a question, I feel I am very much lucky. In Telugu, in Hindi, I will speak because most of the people may not be knowing. Mera janm dhanya samajhta hu. Any questions? Any questions, please?
Yeah, participants, please.
Participants,
ask any queries.
there will be any query. Yeah, Ruchika Kali. I am able to see you, madam. Can you have any question, madam? Hello?
Yes, participants, please ask. Yeah, any queries, please ask, sir. Sir is ready to answer. Please, participants.
I have given a popular lecture. It is a popular come technical lecture, the gadgets which are being used. And I have seen in one university, they were dismantling one of the devices which I have given in this lecture. They have dismantled it and they have shown it, the circuits and other things. I was witness to that lecture. I was also participant there around 5 to 10 years back. There, they were explaining it and students got impressed with the circuits and how it works, etc. I don't think computer science people will have that facility of giving a practical lecture. Only thing is you can give a lecture on how to use it. Please, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you, sir. That's a very nice lecture.
Yeah.
And basically, I came to know a lot of devices which are IoT enabled, as you said. And my one question. There are many also there, right?
Yeah. Around I have a collection of around 70 to 80.
Yes, sir. So, my question is somewhat different. Say you're talking about IoT devices, home automation, smart home, all these things. That means you are basically telling that all the devices are to be internet enabled, right?
Right.
In that case, we need to have Wi-Fi enabled, at least Wi-Fi enabled, right? So my question is, suppose we are keeping our kids away from the mobile devices. Okay, there are two reasons mainly. One is that the mobile radiations, and second is that they are getting more addicted to the mobile apps and different game, etc. Okay.
Right.
So in case of IoT-enabled devices, all the devices are also having some kind of radiations, which might be causing some kind of health degradations, especially in elderly peoples and kids also. So is there any another kind of research is opening in that direction, that how we can
Yeah,
reduce
very,
the
very wonderful question, sir. Actually, the information which I have, maybe my information is uh, half or may not be sufficient. Most of the IoT devices, they are not giving radiations much as we are expecting. Number one. Number two, they can be kept away from people. See, if you are at a distance of 1 meter or 2 meters, there is nothing is going to happen. Mobile is there. If you are keeping at your ear, it is going to affect. Similarly, most of the IoT devices, their area of radiation is very much limited, not even half meter or 1 footer. And you can keep it away from your this thing, and you will never expose it to many a times. That is what I have. This question was put by several people in several instances, and the experts' answers are: these IoT devices, you will keep it at some place. You are not in touch with it, or you are not near to it. Therefore, I don't think there is much danger. Only danger is your mobile. For that one, without using your mobile also, in most of the cases, you can put alarms if you are in your house. If you are outside, then only your mobile will be useful. At that time, with the alarms and other things, you have to keep your mobile outside. And if there is an alarm in your mobile, then only you can use it. Now, for example, while I am giving this lecture, all of you are having your what is called headphones, and I am not using headphones. I have put a mic, and I'm using some other camera, and I have established some headphones up separately, microphones, and I am sitting very carefully, very in a distance with my system, and therefore I am not subjected to radiation. Even I am not sitting before my system. It is around 1 meter, more than 1 meter from my system. So you have to have that such type of facilities. But in most of the cases, all the IoT devices, they are not in contact with your body. They are kept at one place, and their alerts you can listen. You can listen their alerts. They will give alarms. You can set the alarms in most of them. Then you can, they are all voice enabled. That is another important thing. They are all voice enabled.
Yes, sir. Voice enabled. Right.
Therefore, with voice enabled, you can listen to it. I think I have answered your question.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks. That's good information. So one more thing. Something like mobile phone SAR value. Is there any standard kind of things which are basically standard?
Yeah, they are. But most of them we'll discuss in the next session.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hello.
thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, sir.
Hanji,
Please,
sir.
go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Hanji, good morning, sir.
Yeah, please.
It's very nice lecture you have provided. One question is that there are a number of devices available in real life. Is it possible to put into the IoT devices? If it is possible, how will we perform the IoT devices for such purpose?
Yeah, okay, sir. We'll discuss in the next session, sir, because you have to connect it to AAC.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, participants, we have one more session by Professor SSU.
Okay, thank you.
That is at 11:45. We will discuss all these things. We have another session also. Don't worry. Sir will with us only for the next session also. You can ask questions. So, sir, shall we go for central inaugural, please, with your permission, sir? Sharma, sir. Sir? Yeah, participants, please join for AICT Central Inaugural. Already link shared in groups. Please join there. Thank you. We'll meet again here by 11:45. 11 to 11:30 we have central inaugural, and followed by break 10:30 to 10:45. After that, 11:45 to 1:15 we have session by Professor SSU and Sharma sir. Again we have this session. Okay, don't worry. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you all.
Rahul, we cannot hear the voice. So you check your audio. Your audio is not working. Please check it.
A very good morning to all of you, everyone. I warmly welcome on behalf of Team Achal, our chief guest, Shri P.B. Kotur, GM and Global Head Freshers Engagement Programs and Higher Education, Talent Transformation Wipro Bangalore, a motivational speaker, Global Goodwill Ambassador, our very own Professor Rajiv Kumar, Member Secretary AICTE, an affectionate, visionary, democratic and guiding academic leader, distinguished coordinators, faculty members, an outstanding team Atal at AICTE headquarters. Dear participants, it is my proud privilege to address this August gathering on every Monday. It is one of our most prominent and value addition schemes of faculty development, that is AICTE Training and Learning Academy. We very fondly call it Atal. Every Monday, I always ask myself that why and how? Why are we doing this program? And how should we really be going about this program? So just to quote Peter Drucker, a very, very famous Austrian-American educationist, motivational speaker, he said in 1995 that brick and mortar universities, that universities in physical form would be relic. Well, 30 years down the line, it has yet not happened. But if we say that there is not even an iota of change, then I think it would be grossly misleading. So what he has said is we are progressing towards making it a reality. Now, how are we progressing towards making it a reality? Just look around. And more so, this transformation has been much more accelerated and from incremental became monumental because of the COVID pandemic. So our ways of teaching have changed. The technology is changing at a pace that we human beings are not able to keep pace with it. Our entire educational landscape has changed. The way we have been conducting our teaching learning from absolutely offline to blended and now completely online mode has again changed. Has again changed. So this change has been caused because of disruptive technological advancements in all the fields and more so in the field of education. So for teachers to be relevant, for teachers to be confident, for teachers to transact in a class, in a very, very competitive, in a competent and in a comfortable, confident manner, they need to learn. And then learning has become one of the most important requirement of today's teaching learning. The call for individuals and organizations to invest in learning and development has never been more demanding. I often quote McKinsey in one of its report, which was funded by World Economic Forum, recently declared that the ensuing emergency, the most important emergency is reskilling emergency. And by the end of this century, 1 billion jobs would be lost to technology. So it is in this context, of continuously changing paradigm of online technology enabled teaching learning that we need to learn. We need to learn every day. And that employment will be same, students would be same, their requirements would be same, is changing with so much of rapidness that even our mindset is not able to keep pace with it. So we must continuously refresh our skills. So the pandemic has accelerated the urgency of doubling down our skill building, either to keep up with the speed of transformation which is now underway, or manage the particulars of working in a new way, teaching in a new way, whether it is students or it is teachers. Both need to radically change their shift in this disruptive technological advancement. In this context, in the Atal Academy, we try to ensure that best of the experts pulled in from best Indian institutions and from abroad teach all our teachers in these ever-changing disruptive technological advancement to keep pace with the changing requirement of industry, changing requirement of knowledge transfer from academia to industry, and vice versa. But now the thing is that how do we do it and why should we do it? So I'm reminded of one of very famous book that it is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are far more than our abilities, and so will be your choices. So whatever choice you make will make you. So you have to choose carefully, choose very, very carefully. So one of the most prominent choice, which all of you have made, is teaching. So now you need to align your attitude. Learning is a choice. Being relevant is a choice. Being happy and confident in your class transactions is a choice. Giving is a choice. So respect, hard work, morality, integrity, which are absolutely integral part being a teacher. These are the choices which you have to make. So one of the things which I always tell you, that for being a good teacher, for being an effective teacher, you have to make a choice to be a lifelong learner. So I want to really tell you that in a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, the word we often use, VUCA or VUCA, we have to relate to this word more so in the present context of COVID. So whatever strategy we have to make to be relevant and to be in demand. So what is that quality? This is that learning agility for which we inspire you every Monday. We try to tell you every Monday that please acquire those set of qualities and attributes that would allow you to be a flexible, growing, learning teacher and learning from a diverse array of challenges. And one of the challenges, the entire change of the paradigm shift in our learning, teaching shift. So keep learning, be flexible, be open, be receptive. Learn from books, learn from these faculty development programs, from surroundings for your students, interaction with people, interaction with experts who are from different domains, different core competency areas, different regions, different ethnicity, and so on and so forth. Learn from one and all. Flexibility, adaptability, and resilience are qualities of leadership that any organization, that every class ought to value deeply. So be lifelong learners. Learning agility is a quality that would be highly prized in any professional environment, and more so in the changed paradigm shift in teaching learning. We must become the change we want to see. Quote, unquote, Mahatma Gandhi. Once again, I thank you, all of you, very, very much for giving me this opportunity that I can every Monday connect with you and tell you our entire focus is on quality. Please take these Atal FDPs very seriously, give your best, learn so well that even the student sitting at the last bench feels the impact of your learning through these Atal FDPs. Thank you so very much. Now I would request our visionary, our dynamic member secretary, Professor Rajiv Kumarji, to say a few words and address this August gathering. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for giving a brief about this faculty development program and what is happening at AICTE in different ways also. Shri P.B. Koturji, General Manager, Talent Transformation, Wipro Bangalore. Our very dynamic advisor one, and in charge of all these Atal Faculty Development Program, Srimati Mamta Agarwal ji, his team members, Shri Amit Datta ji, Deputy Director, Shri Girdhari Lal Garg ji, and many others, coordinators of 39 faculty development programs which are starting today, directors of various institutes, participants of colleges, various colleges, and students. Very good morning to each and everyone. First of all, I congratulate all the participants and coordinators for choosing AICTE for conducting this faculty development program in thrust areas. Before telling you something about what we are doing at AICTE, I will tell you the origin of this faculty development program, why we started this faculty development program through our AICTE Training and Learning Academy, what we call as Atal Academies. So in 2017, we first time prepared a prospective plan of the technical education. And that prospective plan of the technical education was prepared by none others than the all industrial bodies, headed by a team under the chairmanship of Dr. BVR Mohan Reddy, who himself is an industrialist and also a chairman of IIT Hyderabad. The committee prepared that prospective plan, and the major recommendations of the committee were that AICTE should not give approvals or should not start colleges in traditional branches, new colleges in the traditional branches. That was the first recommendation. Second recommendation was that they identified certain trust areas, trust technologies where the manpower will be required in time to come. And these trust areas, we all understand, they are the artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, data science, augmented reality, virtual reality, robotics, 3D printing. So all such quantum computing, they all were the areas identified by the committee. We immediately accepted the recommendation of the committee, but then we placed these recommendations to another committee that was headed by the academicians of the premier institutes, IITs, and involving other experts from the industry also. Then they deliberated on this issue and they came out with the conclusion that starting full-time 4-year programs in such areas, that will not be feasible, because the mandate of the committee was, prospective plan committee was to prepare a long-term prospective plan. But the committee came out with the short-term and medium-term prospective plan, and they said that preparing a long-term prospective plan in this changing scenario, it will be a right thing. So they gave only the short-term and medium-term prospective plan. And when we placed this report before another committee headed by academicians and other academic experts, so they suggested that you train, you don't start full-time 4 years for this technical programs, engineering programs in these thrust areas. Only these can be as a minor in the respective disciplines also. So we accepted that, and they gave one more recommendation that AICTE can start one four-time full-year program, that is in AI and data sciences. So we also accepted that recommendation, and now we are giving approvals 4-year full-time in AI and data science, and with minors with all these thrust areas. But the immediate challenge was who will teach all in these thrust areas. That was the immediate challenge. So we have to prepare faculty for teaching in these thrust areas. So we conceptualize this Atal Academy, AICTE Training and Learning Academy at that time. And we started training in this contact mode, offline mode, but immediately this pandemic started. Without wasting time, our Atal team, they switched to the online mode. And previous, in the first year in online, this offline mode, we could train only 10,000 faculty members, because conducting programs in offline mode and traveling and all such issues, they were there. So we could not train more than 10,000 faculty members in a calendar year. So then during this pandemic, we shifted to online mode and we conducted around 1,500 faculty development program next year. And we could train more than 150,000 faculty members in thrust areas. That was a great achievement. We never expected that we will be able to achieve this. We will be able to train this large number of faculty. Now with the experience of training 150,000 faculty through this 1,500 faculty development program, this year we planned 1,500 faculty development programs with a target to train around 2 lakh faculty members. And I'm proud to say that by this time, we have already conducted, if you start from the first year when we shifted to the online mode, till today, more than 2,000 faculty development program and more than 2,50,000 faculty members they have already been trained in this thrust area. And the important point is that we are always conscious about the quality of this faculty program. Because when you go for quality, sometimes you compromise with the quality. But we were very conscious about the quality of this faculty development program. These programs, mostly they were conducted by the premier institutes of the country like NITs, IITs, and even our industry people, they conducted this faculty program. Sometimes the whole program that was conducted by our industry partner, sometimes they are coming as a resource person in our all faculty development programs. Not only resource persons from India, but the resource persons from abroad, they are also participating and contributing for the development of the faculty in the country. So these are the great achievements. Apart from that, training the faculty, we took another initiative, that was the examination reform, because we all know that the examinations in papers, we generally find the papers based on the rote learning and remembrance. So we prepared a policy that is known as the examination reform policy. That policy was prepared by a committee by examining or observing the papers of institutions, universities, and even the question papers of even IIT's premier institutions they have considered, and they came out with the examination reform policy. And that examination reform policy, that is based on the Bloom's taxonomy, which has 6 levels, and they have suggested some, giving some suggestions, and also our committee has prepared questions based on the Bloom's taxonomy for various levels. And these questions are available on our website as a question bank. We are enriching this question bank. And now we have a very rich question bank on our website based on the Bloom's taxonomy. And our faculty members, they are taking help of this question bank. And also we are regularly conducting faculty development programs to train our faculty as per the examination reform policy. Now, another area which we have recently started working is the students' learning assessment. We want to see in between how much our students are learning through our institutions or through our curriculum. So that we have prepared with this idea. We have work we assigned to the Stanford University. They have done the pilot project in India. They gave certain recommendation. On the recommendation of the Stanford University, we have prepared, and our portal is ready. Now, many students, many colleges, they are taking advantage of this portal. Students are registering on this portal, and they are appearing on this examination, taking this test, and they know what are the weakness areas. Not only in students, our faculty is also participating in this students learning assessment portal, and they are also finding out the weak areas. So, but we are not sharing the result of individual with any other person, so that the motive is not to find the fault. Motive is that we can give a chance to our student, to our faculty, so that they can know their weak areas where they need improvement, and they can improve their, they can do self improvement in such areas. Another thing is internship. We have prepared a portal, internship portal, where various internship opportunities are available. Our students, they are taking advantage of this internship because we have made this internship mandatory now. Not only we are providing internship in India. We have a arrangement MOU with BITEX, that is a Canadian government agency like DST in India. So we have an understanding with them through the Canadian Embassy, and we are selecting 300 students who are going to Canada, and they are taking internship. Part of that expenditure is sponsored by AICT, and rest of the part is taken care by the Canada government. So this is another initiative we have started. Another important initiative AICT has taken, that is, we are mentoring our institutions for accreditation. We have started mentoring our even students through our 3 weeks induction program, which we have introduced 3 years back, and we are also training our faculty how to conduct this induction program, 3 weeks induction program. That is another important initiative we have taken. One more initiative I will like to share is that not only we are conscious about the quality of the technical education, but we are also preparing the academic leaders through our UKD program. So that program, we have understanding with the British Council and Dudley University UK. They are training our faculty. Some part they are training in India, and at the end of this program, they are taking some of the faculty member to UK to give them training in leadership also. So these are the few initiatives. Initiatives are many more, but I understand we have time limitations. So in next program or in some next, whenever we'll get next opportunity, we'll share the various initiatives taken by AICT, all such directions. At last, I will thank our chief guest also, who has taken pain and who has given the time to address our faculty. I came to know that you are a good motivator also. Definitely your interaction, your address will help not only our faculty, but all of us also. With all these words, thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Bharat.
Thank you so very much, sir, for giving such a comprehensive view on various schemes of AICTE and how AICTE on all aspects and engaging each and every stakeholder is trying to bring in policies for holistic development of our students and to be job ready, to be employment ready, and to be life ready. Now, it is my privilege to say a few words about Shri P.B. Kothur, General Manager, Global Head, Freshers Engagement Programs and Higher Education, Talent Transformation, Wipro. He is an author, keynote speaker, motivational leader, an illustrated educationist, and a global talent transformer. He has had about 27 years of IT career with varied roles from teaching, training, energizing, creating and implementing the work integrated learning programs and development activities. He has been with Wipro for 21 years. He has had various initiatives such as Global Freshers Engagement Programs, training 140,000 or 140,000 freshers in last 2 decades, and transformed them to be successful professionals in their respective organizations. Work integrated learning programs, Talent Next, Notch Up, digital learning and platforms, foreign language academy, and so on and so forth. He has represented Wipro on various councils and advisory bodies. He has represented Wipro in NASSCOM Governing Council, served on the advisory member, Advanced Center for Research, Development and Training in Cyber Law and Forensic, National Law School of India, University of Bangalore. He has been India Advisory Council of New York University under the eminent advice of Dr. Sam Pitodra. He has various technical publications to his credit, held first rank in his master's degree, did his general management program from IIM Bangalore, and completed leadership and change management again from IIM Ahmedabad. He has accomplished the advanced programming training at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. It is such a privilege and honor for Atal Academy to have you with us. Kindly enlighten and motivate all of us with your keynotes. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Dr. Mamtaji, I have 3 minutes. Is that okay? Or I need to take a little more?
No, you can take as much time as you wish.
Thank you so much. Good morning to all of you. Dr. Raju Kumarji, Dr. Amit Dattaji, and Dr. Mamtaji, and all the respected teachers who have been part of Atal FDP coordination responsibility, and all the faculty members who are going through this program. It's a great honor to be part of Atal 39 FDP program and sharing a few moments with each one of you. I have heard all the leaders speaking about sharing the background, perspectives, growth outcomes that Atal has been producing amongst the academic fraternity. For all the teachers who have been part of this program, first and foremost, a hearty congratulations and my pranams. You being the torch bearer, the change of agents, catalyst of transformation, whatever we call, this is one profession which creates several other professions. You have been part of this role. Hearty congratulations for that. So being a teacher, being a guru, being a transformer is the focal point of any growing economy. India being the fastest growing economy, a very far-reaching country with ethos, culture, heritage, and our thrust to education. And you play a very, very vital role in today's world. You are the people and you inspire the world. You are the people who ignite minds. You are the people who instill the best values in each one of your students. That's the fraternity you all belong to. My salutation to each one of you. So being part of the FDP is an honor. And this is not for attendance. It is for attention. It is for participation. It is for sharing and caring and learning from each one of other members part of this batch. The teacher epitomizes the learning. That's why at the beginning of this event, we started with Saraswati Vandana. And whatever we pray to Goddess Saraswati, it actually reaches you because you epitomize the symbol of knowledge, the wisdom, experience that you deliver in the classrooms or in the virtual classrooms, reach the en masse. Therefore, your role becomes noble, your role becomes global in anything and everything we do across. So in the next 2 minutes max, because I will not take much time because you have to attend the next, I present my 6 I's of the teaching and learning processes. 6 I's. I, and I. It's I is not I. I is, basically each aspect of teaching. The teacher being the central part of every education system, the very responsible and transformation leader is a teacher. Anybody can become a prime minister, anybody can be CEO of the company, anybody can anything. But becoming a teacher is a great fortune in anybody. So before coming to Wipro, I also was part of the academia. I chose to be a teacher. It was not a chance. So when I was studying in engineering, I learned the books which I could not understand. Just I felt that I should write books in the language every common student understands. With that vision, I moved to an academia, worked there for 6 years, and I've seen the value that each of you can bring to the classroom. The idea of a teacher is not to make a role, not to create a job. The teacher's role is phenomenal. The teacher is a true agent of transformation, creating a wow in the learners, creating a wow in the society, and creating a phenomenal experience for the country. Many times we do not understand how far you are reaching, because many times our perimeter is set 4 boundary walls. But your role plays a significant role in transforming. The first point of teacher is 3 by 3. I call 3 by 3. What you teach in 3 hours in a week has a phenomenal impact on 3 decades for a student. What you teach today, the outcome of that will start seeing after 30 years. You may be thinking, why so much? Anything that has to happen transformationally, has to happen phenomenally, will take a long time. What world has seen, experienced the technology for 100 years, India just did it in 30 years, thanks to information technology and information technology enabled services today we have. India being a hub of digital talent, it's a home of digital talent. You know, this entire ecosystem help enable each one of you to get acquainted with the newer technology for delivery and create a great learning experience in the classrooms. So let me put those 6 I. First I is instructional excellence. Each day, every day, you think about how can I bring the excellence in my instructions. I call it as informed curriculum. So right curriculum for the right learner at the right time will create a great experience. Second I is about interactive learning. As a teacher, you are responsible for creating that ecosystem of teaching, learning processes. But in the digital transformation world, bring that second I is interactive learning. Whether